Hi everyone, it's your girl Luna. For today's video, I want to show you guys some basic shapes and figures you guys can do on p5.js. So, like I mentioned in my intro videos to my channel, p5.js is more of like image-based programming. So I want to show you guys some basic things you can do before I move on to like more interesting and fun things you can really do with this. So, in math you learn in middle school and high school, you learn about, when you guys start doing graphing, you know about the coordinate plane. So you know about the x and y axis. This is important. So your x and y axis in terms of the limit will be based off your canvas size. So when you start a new sketch, your canvas size will always be 400 by 400. Just like you see on this white screen that's right next to it. So I will show you guys certain shapes on P5 are either shortened versions of names we already know. So for an example, rectangle. In P5 you can just write rex. So like this. So rex 300. I meant to say 30. My fault. 30, 20, 55 by 55 and semicolon. When this appears, you guys see that a rectangle just appeared. So the 30 and 20 are your x and y coordinate in a plane, while the 55 by 55 is your dimension. As you guys see on the screen, a rectangle on this website is a two-dimensional shape. So that's why it's only needed two numbers. So but you can play around the numbers. It all has to fit in your canvas size, but you can increase it as much as you want to up to 1,000. So if I say, let's try 130 and let's go 200, and let's change this number to 100 and let's say 230. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it shifted down for where it really was, and it grew. So like I said, you guys can play around with this by changing the size, and you can do a lot with it. The next one I want to show you guys, a difference. So if anyone's familiar in science class, you may know, like, when people describe planet, they don't say circular, they say ellipse. So, but in P5, you can do both ellipse and circles. So let's type in ellipse with the dimension 30 by 30. Oh, let's do 100 by 100 to, let's say, 50, not 500. And then for the circle, let's spell this right. Circle. Circle would be, let's go 50 by 50, but 25 on the size. There we go. And let's put my semicolon before I forget. And let's see. There we go. So it's true that a circle is a type of ellipse. So you can play around, and as you can see, both ellipse and circle require only 3 coordinates. So you can think of it x, y, z. So just like the rest, you can play around with these numbers. Again, it has to fit in with your canvas size. It cannot go over, or if I remember correctly, it will either give you an error because the camera size does not fit the range you want, or it just won't exist. The other shape I want to show you guys is a triangle. The triangle compared to the other three is a lot more work, and I'll show you why. So the triangle requires, let me spell it. So I want to add the semicolon now. So let's do 30 by 75 by 50 by 20. Oh, I guess 30 will be fine. 80. Let's do 64. And lastly, 50. As you can see, the triangle requires 2, 4, 6 required number in order to create it. It can be tricky to create a specific triangle you want, so you may want to play around with the triangle setup a lot until you figure out, okay, you can jot it down like on a notepad or something to make sure, okay, this is a specific triangle I want, and here's the number I want. Here's the number I get to do it. And if you, and the last, again, just like the rectangle, the square, and the ellipse and circle, the first two numbers you guys do is always your x and y axis. The rest are the dimension of it. So now let's create some shapes. Let's create some figures with these shapes. So let's do a simple triangle since we're still in winter. So I said triangle, didn't I? I meant to say snowman. So let's do why am I about to say triangle again? My God. I meant to say oh God. This is just great for me. So ellipse and ellipse. So for a simple snowman, you always need 3. So let's do the center for both of these will be 200. So let's do so the dimension I'm looking for the smaller circle so 200, but let's say I'll say let's go 100 for the first one to see how it looks. Okay. Oh, that I just created my medium. I created my middle circle. I created the mid body of my snowman. And for the next one, so since it has to be a bit higher up, so the X stays the same, but we need to go a bit higher on the Y. So I'll say 160. And let's make this smaller, so I'll do this by half. That's close enough, but I want it on top, so I may have to go straight to 100. Or not. It is a little tricky when you do this, because you do have to play around. Let's do 140, see if that will work. And I need to increase the size. Okay. Let's cut the size down by, let's go 80. There we go. And then I guess the last number could be 100 to make sense of it. So let's do 200. That's 300. So 200. Let's keep it at 200. Or I can do 210 actually, or 205. 205, and the dimension of it will be, or the size of it should be 100. Let's see how big. Okay, I just completely covered that. That's so funny. Let's go lower, so let's do 250 then, to see if that works, and I'll adjust it as I go. Okay, so 300 might be my lucky number for this. And this is just funny to me. It's really fun to create figures with these. There we go. And like for the sticks or the hat, you can use the rectangles. So let's do rect. So I'll just do a simple like line to the top of the head. So rect. Let's see. So the X still needs to be 200. But for the Y, going based off the second one, where the smaller is, I need to make it, I might have to make it 120 to make sense. So 120. But the dimension of it is where it comes a little funny. If I do this correctly, I'll be impressed. So let's see what happens if I do this. I may have to switch it, but we'll see. That looks so funny. Let's go. Whoops, no. I want to fix the position of it first. Okay, that's too much of high. Let's try 70. So yeah, it does take a little bit of patience and time to perfect this, but it's fun either way. So let's shift this a little bit by, let's say 180. So let's see if it gets me where. Okay, I'm getting close. Let's try 150, and then I'll fix the thickness of a rectangle. So, oops. So let's see what happens if I go 55 as well here. That turned to let's actually, let me switch this to like 5. No, let's do 20. And this goes back to, let's see what happens with 100. That looks hilarious. Let's see. Let's do 150. Getting closer. Let's drop down to 120. Is 100 my number? Yeah. So yeah, you can play around with this. Another thing you could, so yeah, you can just goof around. So I'll leave this here, but let's see if I can try to make a Christmas tree next to it. So red. So I need to shift this one way or the other. So let's stick to 100 for the x-axis, and for the y, I'll keep it 200 so it's gonna be next to it. But but the dimension of it might be swapped. So this will be 20, but this will be 100 compared to the other one. So yeah. So let me shift this a little more so it won't get crowded next to it. So I'm gonna shift it probably to 80. Yeah. So now let's see. As you guys remember, the triangle is the one with the most number required in terms of the basic shapes. So for the triangle for a Christmas tree, I need 3 triangles. So, and I didn't even spell it right. English was never my thing. This is why I love math. But it's always good to like know your basic shapes. So 30, 75. I mean just the X and Y, but we'll see how much. 58, 20, and 86. And 75. So first, let me see if I got this. Did I spell something? Oh, I see what I did. I added a decimal for some reason. Let me fix this and there we go. Now, as you can see, it's a little too high, but if we can shift this down a little, so let me put 50 for the X so I can shift more to the right. In terms of the let's try, since it is at 200, let's try 175 to see how close I am. It looks so funny like that. That's not what I meant to do. So let me put it back. Whoops. There we go. So, okay, now it just got smaller, but let's try 60. It didn't even look like it moved. Let's try 60 here. See what happens. Got smaller. Like I said, the triangle is a little bit harder to position due to the numbers, but so let's actually go back to this. So keeping this, but let's shift everything by 1. We'll add a new one to everything. Okay, we're getting the right position, but not the right track. One small. Let's see. Let's try going back a couple of feet. Oops, not 14, but 140. I almost forgot to mention that with triangles, as everyone knows, triangles have like 3 distinct points, and these each point have its own number set, which I almost forgot about. So the first 2 required will be on the leftmost point. The next 2 digits are for the top point, and then for the last 2 digits is for the rightmost point. So you again play around with the triangles. So let's see if I can actually, with that in mind. So the rectangle, let's keep this. So let me play around with 1 point at a time. So that stretches. But let's go to try to match something. Let's go down to 200. Okay. So I want to shift it more to 50. There we go. let's shift it to 210 for a sec. Perfect. Now this is for the top. So let's cut this out and bring it to 210 as well. Well, actually it doesn't have to be 210. Let's try 110. And then let's see. Okay, now I need to shift this one a bit back. So this one actually goes, I wouldn't say 210 exactly, but it will be in the 200 range. So let's say 260. And 250 might make sense actually. And hold on. I just need to bring this in more. So let's see if I can bring this in. Okay, that went up. There we go. So I need to play around with this one. So let's do this. 210. Or 110 instead. A little too much, but we're getting there. So let's try 160. See what happens. Better. Try 70. And 170 for this one for a second. That shrunk it, but we put it back to 100. Let's see if it fixes it. It does. Okay. Let's try 120. It is, you can, yeah, this is, I will admit, this is a bit tedious, but it's still fun to like play around. Even though it's not quite, you get the point what I'm trying to make. So with the triangle, it does take a little more time to play around with, since you're not just dealing with one aspect, you're dealing with 3 different points. So you pretty much, in a sense, you can think of it like you're doing 3 different mini triangles within the big triangle. Because each of the 2 digits, it's its own set of points. Despite me not showing a Christmas tree, I did my best I can. It is tricky with the triangle, like I said, like I keep mentioning, but just play around with it and you'll eventually get the triangle shape, the triangle size and shape you want. But if you're looking to pretty much do what I did, if you look at the top where it says File, Edit, Sketch, and Help, P5 does have a reference sheet, so when you click on it, you will see its reference where you can do 3D, color, concepts, whatever. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the shapes I have mentioned, the ellipse, circle, line, which I have not done yet, rect, square, and triangle. But you guys will, as I continue, I will be showing off these. And these, the word vector probably won't be important for many of you unless you're like a high school or college student. But I will look into what these are because I have not seen these myself. But this will be a great tool for anyone that wants to do what I showed today. But for now, that will be all. If you guys like today's video, please like and comment to show your support when starting my YouTube journey. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.